Hello everyone, welcome back to the Garage Epoxy YouTube channel, and today we're going to be showing you guys how to complete a 1,000 square foot garage floor. Today we're showing you how to achieve this floor using our very own full flake garage epoxy kit. Since Paul here is letting us record, we agreed to help him out and show you guys step by step how to tackle this at home. So these are going to be the basic steps of the job: grind, vacuum, patchwork, mix, pour, flake, and seal. If you want to buy any of the tools or materials you see in the video, go to our website or call 866-931-3114. The entire first day we spent grinding. Now what's great about our product in particular is that it'll stick to bare concrete. But when you have glue on the floor or any contaminants, you need to make sure you clean it or grind it off like you see us doing here. This particular concrete grinder is called the Concrete Genie, and it's designed to be user-friendly to get the job done fast. Most of you probably won't have any need to buy a grinder, so what we recommend is you go to your local Home Depot or Sunbelt and rent out a grinder for a day. Prices depend on your store and location, so see which one works better for you. It may look intimidating at first, but I promise you, once you get the hang of it, anybody with common sense can do it. So after Jeremy and Paul finish grinding, we vacuum all the dust. The vacuum you see attached to the grinder is an industrial grade vacuum, which sucks up a majority of the dust that Paul is grinding. But you guys at home don't necessarily need something this powerful. A well-powered shop vac with a floor brush attachment can do the job as well. You'll just have to probably go over it a couple more times. Once we finish up the vacuum, Paul does patchwork. He marks any divots or cracks and then fills them in with our own Garage Epoxy's quick patch, and fills in any cracks and holes in the concrete that are big enough to cause a problem for the epoxy to level. This part is extremely important because the epoxy will not fill in any of the holes. Once you're done filling all your holes and cracks, give that concrete a nice wipe with denatured alcohol and you're good to go. This will pick up any extra dust or residue that's left over. Proper prep is 90% of the job, so you really want to make sure that you're thorough and that the floor is as good as it can be before a drop of epoxy goes near that concrete. Once the floor is clean and ready, you can start mixing. Pour part A and part B into a bucket and mix for 2 minutes. Now what you see Paul using to mix is a painting stick, which is included in our Garage Epoxy kits. With it, he's able to scrape off all the sides of the bucket. This ensures that all the epoxy mixes properly.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean by using the stick.
Yeah, you want to get it all off the walls, otherwise you won't have a full mix. Yep. And if you leave streaks in the pour, then you'll have soft spots.
Once the first bucket is mixed, we start pouring it out while the next bucket is getting ready with more epoxy. At this point, you really want an extra hand, so ask a neighbor or ask a friend to help you out. You'll be glad you did. You want to pour out the epoxy in thin strips across the floor, and then spread the product around with a squeegee. If you want to make the coat thicker, use our NOTCHED squeegee, which will give you 150 square foot per gallon.
If you want to lay more product on the ground, you'd use the NOTCHED squeegee. If you wanted to do the maximum 200 square foot with your kit, you would use a flat squeegee. In this case, we're putting it on a little bit thicker as the customer requested.
You want to drag your material away from the wall. Hold the squeegee at an angle like you see here. When you do it, it prevents pooling from underneath. Once you reach the other side, you can come back and push the epoxy out.
If you put at an angle like this, it will pull the material away. You can see it going down.
Repeat this, covering all of the garage. Use a 2 to 3 inch chip brush to cut in on the edges. This will give you a tight line on the edges and the corner. As you see, when we work with the epoxy, we wear spiked shoes. You have to wear these so you can stand on top of the epoxy, since it'll ruin your shoes if you get this stuff on. Once you have the epoxy spread, you want to level out everything with a 3 to 1/8 inch nap roller. Taping the roller with blue painter's tape and peeling it off right before you use it is a trick to make sure that you don't have any dust or other contaminants on the roller that might get into the epoxy. Saturate your roller before starting. Then you can start going in a W pattern, making sure you cover all the surfaces of the floor. Make sure it's level, because if you have any spots too deep, the flake is going to sink in and you'll be left with a shiny spot on the finished floor. Okay, so now for the best part of the process, broadcasting the flakes onto the floor. You want to throw them up in the air so that they flake and spread out more evenly. This is called feeding the pigeons. The kit that we're using here is a full broadcast system. It's our best system we offer, and it's the most common kind of flake that we install into garages, since it offers the best durability and it looks the best too. Once the floor is dried for 8 hours, the next step is to scrape the flake. You are cutting down any sharp edges that might get stuck up out of the epoxy. So here's another pro tip. The more you scrape, the smoother the floor is going to get. So if you want a super aggressive, slip resistant floor, scrape less. If you want a smoother floor, scrape more. You want to blow or sweep all the leftover flake into the corner. Then scoop them up with a shovel and put them back in the bag. The great part about this step is you can reuse the leftover flake on an extra project like your neighbor's garage, patio, or even a table. Once you've picked up all the residual flakes, now you'll need to vacuum the floor. And now finally for the final step, you'll need to protect the floor. Our rock hard top coat is designed to be user friendly and provides years of protection against oil, grass, and other contaminants. It also provides a beautiful gloss finish. This step is essential in the longevity of your new floor. You'll start off by mixing part A and B into a bucket. You'll use a mixing stick to mix for 1 minute, making sure to scrape the side and the bottom of the bucket. This will ensure the product is mixed thoroughly. Once you're done mixing, you want to pour a thin ribbon of the top coat against the wall, similar to laying the epoxy. You will then spread it out with a flat squeegee and cut it on the edges with a 2 or 3 inch chip brush. You're going to saturate and go in with a W pattern with the roller just like you did before. You can do your final roll, and this is really where it counts. If you do it sloppy, you're going to see the lines in the final product. So your roll should have a 1 inch overlap. And just like that, you have a complete full broadcast flaked industrial epoxy floor. You need to wait 48 hours before you park your car on top of it, but you can walk on it 24 hours after you seal it with the top coat. For more information, go to garageepoxy.com. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. If you have any questions, ask them down below. See ya on our next project, and thanks for watching.